I'm fine.
This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV. We're in Saudi Arabia here for Day of Reckoning. I'm joined by JARRELL Miller, who I've just been taking around the hotel on a little tour for the last 15 minutes. You kept your patience there, to be honest with you. I thought I was going to annoy you then.
If there's anybody else, I wasn't going to do it. I definitely went back to my room. But since it's KUGAN, I'll follow you around the hotel for 20 minutes.
Probably was 20 minutes. First of all, how are you?
I'm alive, brother. What can I say? I'm alive. I'm healthy. You know, so another day, baby. Another day.
Is that enough for you at 34 years just to be alive? Is that?
I mean, where I come from, shit, it's just so funny. Sad to say, one of my childhood friends, I just found out he got stroke last night and died. And I woke up to that this morning. So, you know, coming from, you know, Brooklyn and Queens, man, making it 30 is a blessing.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
Yeah, well, that's what it is, man. It's life. What can I say?
Okay, well, is Big Baby back? I mean, did you go anywhere? Are you back? How'd you look at it?
The shit talking, mean mugging, the bully, the guy who runs up on people and wants to slap them all the time. Is he back? Hell, motherfucking yeah, he's back. Of course I'm back. Listen, man, time difference is a little different over here. So, you know, I'm kind of relaxed. I'm kind of chill. Yeah, but I'm back, baby. Was I gone? Definitely was gone. I was not thinking about boxing for 2.5 years. You know, going through you know, breakup, divorce. I was in the streets again. You know, just surviving, doing what I do best. You know, just stay out of trouble the best way I can. But boxing was definitely not on my forefront, even though Vado was testing me for 2 years. You know, but other than that, nah. I'm back now. That's good. I needed a break. 'Cause you think about it though. You know, look at history. You know, Ali took off 2.5 years. You know, Mike was in was in jail, incarcerated for a while, 2.5 something years. Floyd took off 2.5 years. I mean, they had more paper than I had at that time, so they could take off in 2.5 years. You know what I mean? But you know, sometimes the body and the mind, the mental needs a little break. You know, from kickboxing to boxing since I was 14 years old, I've never really given my body a chance to, you know, kind of recoup itself. So maybe that's what I needed spiritually as well too. You know.
Okay, let's go back to the original press conference in London. It seems like quite a while ago that press conference was.
The that I woke up. Yes, let's go to it.
We'll come to Daniel Dubois in a second, but I think we found out this. I don't know what to call it. This confrontation with Eddie Hearn that you had. We found out about it after that because I wasn't realised, or I think a lot of people weren't aware that situation took place when it happened, apart from possibly the people that were standing around you, but it didn't kind of come out until after. I just wanted to we've heard Hearn's comments on what happened from his side. Could you just let us into
that bloody wanker? Now,
what happened?
It was like, you know, I approached him. You know what I mean? I was angry with him. You know, let's a lot of funny shit in the media, but it's weird because kind of like we have the same energy, different. I'm the fighter, he's a promoter type of guy. It's like, we want to kill each other, but when we see each other, we just start laughing and shit. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's like, yeah, there's some animosity, and I'm angry with him at certain times, but Eddie's a nice guy. You know what I'm trying to say? He knows how to move the room, even though he's a hypocrite like a motherfucker, and I was telling the guy. It's beyond that at this point. It's more like, we're going to get back on track and get to this paper. You know, we're going to get back on track and make this shit happen. It was more like that, you know. We had conversations since then, you know, and I mean, it's no hate there, man. It is what it is at this point. I'm just like, be gone with it at this point, you know. And
who approached who first in that situation?
We locked in eyes and I approached him. It's because we locked eyes like, yeah, motherfucker, I see you. You fucking fish and chips, you know what I mean? Like, you know, it's like that dude in school, like, you just want to go beat him up, but like, you know, if you beat his ass up, the principal gonna know you beat him up. So it's like, you can't really get away with beating him up. So you're just like, yo, fuck, I can't beat him up, you know. But I approached him, you know, and there was some words exchanged, and he didn't curse me out. That's some bullshit. He didn't say what I did.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that, because did he tell you to fuck off, or?
Nah, if he did that, Eddie might have flew off the stage that time. They probably wouldn't beat me in no fight right now, because nobody cusses me out. Fuck that, you know, shit. But Eddie's as I said, we're cool, you know, we're good, you know, thank God, you know, it is what it is. I'm saying one guy downstairs, I said, you know what? Eddie's an asshole, and Eddie's definitely a hypocrite, you know, he says a lot of weird shit and backtracks, but Eddie does pay well. And he definitely pays on time. So one thing I can say is he can't be a complete asshole, you know, if a man does that. And he honors his word in certain things, you know, so I can't be mad at that. He's way better than my current co-promoter, Partner Sleater. He's a piece of shit. I can't stand that guy. But, besides that, you know, Eddie's cool, man. It is what it is, man.
Okay, just the last one on that. I mean, look, we know that there's a path they're looking to, the winners of the Parker and Wilder fight and the Joshua and Won't fight, they're looking to steer down that road. We know that. But are you still optimistic? Because I think if you ask most boxing fans whether they've kind of, however they look at your situation from 3 or 4 years ago, if you ask them genuinely, would they have liked to have seen that fight or would they like to see that fight? I think a lot of people would still say they would.
Listen, I think somebody did a couple different polls. 80% people still would rather see me versus AJ than Deontay versus AJ. It's just more exciting. You know, Deontay, talks a lot of shit, but he's not that kind of guy. You know what I'm trying to say? So he's trying to sell a fight now because they were told him that if you don't sell a fight with your AJ, nobody wants to see that shit, really. You know, AJ, he's a puppeteer. You know, he's not going to say shit either, really. But you have me now. There's no strings attached. Just let me go and do me, and I'm going to bring something back, So it's definitely more exciting, me and AJ, than a Deontay AJ fight at this point. And I don't feel like that fight's going to happen right now. It's not happening right now. You know, I think once I smoke Dubois, the AJ fight's going to be a whole lot more realistic than Deontay fight.
Okay. What fight are you saying isn't happening right now?
Oh, Deontay AJ fight. That fight's not happening. Okay. Remember I told you this. I told a couple people in English like over a year ago, that fight's not happening. It's not happening now. Okay. It's not happening. AJ
if they come through their fights this Saturday,
it's not happening. AJ does not want to go to the grave. He'd rather go to the hospital. He's going to fight Big Baby. But by the middle of this year, it'll be me and AJ. Trust me. Middle to end of this year, trust me.
Oh, we'll play this back if this materialises in the way. But you're optimistic that you and him will happen at some point?
Yeah, I think it will. I mean, you understand something. AJ has, how can I say it? Nobody gives a fuck about AJ in America, bro. It's like one of them things. Like he came, he got his ass whooped by Andy, and never came back. And I blame that on. I mean, he can say his promoter and this and all that, but he's the man, right? He's the just past champion. He can say what he want to do and things like that. But if you don't come to America, you don't constantly solidify yourself in certain things. Like nobody gives a fuck. Like you're a heavyweight, 2-time heavyweight champ. And it's the thing that I don't like either, right? It's like a cliche. I'm 2-time heavyweight champ. Just because 2-time heavyweight champ don't make you better than a 1-time heavyweight champ, because 1-time champ and you defended your belt like 10, 12 times. That's a bad motherfucker. But now you lost 2 times. So 2-time champ does not make you better than a 1-time champ. So I'm a 3-time world champion. Sounds cool, but you got your ass whooped 3 times. You know what I'm trying to say? So that's a cliche in boxing I don't like about it. But, I'm going to smoke them.
Okay, but before any talk of Wilder, Joshua, whoever, you got a job to do in a very intriguing, a bit of a weird matchup when I saw it. I think when people saw the card announced for the first time or see rumours of the card, the fight with you and Daniel Dubois seemed a very kind of, a bit of a strange fight that was put together. Can you talk to me about when they approached you about this potential fight? How did it all go down?
Definitely. So the first person that came across my table was my brother Derek Chisora. I'm like, Chisora fight me? I'm like, shit, let me hit him up on Debo. Chisora, we going to fight? He's like, shit. I'm like, not going to happen. But then I heard that Joseph Parker might have fallen out with another opponent, and then they hit an opponent name yet. Well, I'm like, nah, I don't want to fight Parker, though. Parker's my boy. I won't be able to muster up the strength to fight Parker. I just can't do it. So they said, well, Dubois pulled out of the Parker fight. I said, why? He said, Parker moved too much. I said, that was Dubois' excuse. He said, that's what I heard. I ain't going to tell you who told me this, but, I said, all right, let me know. He said, well, Dubois said he'll fight me. I said, Dubois said he'll fight me. I said, who's his coach? Don Charles. I said, he's a dummy. I said, sign me up. I'll take it. So once I heard it, I was game set. I was ready to rock and roll. You know what I mean? But I think it's a bad move. He coming off a loss like Usyk, who's smaller. He moves. You got stopped with a jab, and then you're fighting a guy who throws a bunch of punches, doesn't get hurt, and is just mean and hungry and motivated. It's a disaster for a kid like that, man. I mean, I'm taking myself as being his manager, his trainer. This is a bad fight for him, And even when Don Charles and everybody sees me in person, they always say the same thing. Damn, I didn't know you was this big. I'm like, yeah, motherfucker. You thought I was a shrimp? So it's a different story, man, when you're getting there with me. So it's a bad call on our part. Bad call.
Yeah, I think it's definitely the most kind of, when you look at the card as a whole, the one that kind of stands out as a very intriguing fight. Right. To reasons why, I think we can probably see more reasons why you would take this fight rather than why Dubois is being matched against you at this stage of his career. But I mean, look, his last fight was against Alexander Usyk, so I suppose they're confident that they can obviously do the job on you this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, you understand something that, you know, style make fights. I get it that, oh, he did great with Usyk, so he's going to do even better against Big Baby. But, I mean, Tyson did good his last 2 fights, and look how he looked against Francis Ngannou. He looked like total shit. But what I'm trying to say, style make fights. I get it. But stylistically, look at numbers, punch output, strength, the competition, the level who he fought. Because I fought way better guys than he fought, and I've won. Every time he stepped up, he lost. So I'm trying to say he got wobbled by the South African guy. You know, that wasn't a crazy solid shot. So, and you look at the mental aspect of a fighter and where he's at coming off a loss, some bad management there. But either way, you know, I'm getting paid to kick his ass, so it is what it is. On to the next. I'm going to do what I have to do.
At 34 years, is it about, for you, earning as much money in the game, getting out, or is it about winning a world title? What is it for you?
Oh, no, if I say about money, it's a sellout. No, it's not. It's more than just about money. You know, I've always believed money will always come. You know, that's if somebody would have told me it at 6 and 14 years ago when I started amateur kickboxing, that my journey was going to be this hard before I got money, I probably would have quit and did something else. So it's not about the money. I'm going to be world champion, 110%. I know it's going to happen. The thing is now is staying healthy, staying fit, staying out of trouble. I know I don't party, I don't drink, I don't do half the nonsense. A lot of these other heavyweight champions, these guys do. And a lot of them are burnt out if you look at them. I'm not burnt out. It is now getting in the top physical shape and staying there. You know, and that's my whole goal, is being heavyweight world champion of the world. And it's going to happen because, listen, I'm entertainment, period. I knock people out, beat them up, submission, all day.
The last time I spoke to you, I think, was in Dubai when you fought Lucas Brown, which was, probably about 8-9 months ago now. Yeah. Obviously, you're in completely different kind of shape to what you was in that fight, so you've obviously strategically kind of trimmed down and,
most definitely. Yeah, I mean, the Lucas Brown fight was kind of weird because, you know, I had about maybe 5 weeks to get ready, and I was pushing like 350. I was in the gym hitting weights and doing stuff like that, but I wasn't really taking the boxing stuff serious because I had a lot of stuff contractually that kind of, I don't want to deal with it. But after Lucas Brown fight came about, and I watched, and it's so funny because I watched highlights of the fight. I never watched the whole fight until like last week. I just knew I looked like shit. I'm like, I'm not watching that crap. And I watched the fight. I'm like, I threw a lot of punches, but what is sitting on my punches? My strength wasn't 100%. I was fighting a cold when I got to Dubai. It was just like a weird atmosphere. But at the same time, as soon as Lucas Brown hit me, it was like, man, fuck this. Fuck boxing. I'm just going to go in there and tear this dude apart. So I swing for the fences, and it felt good. It felt good just letting loose and let my hands go, getting hit with a couple shots. But now I'm like, you know what? We're not doing that shit again. We got to go back to boxing, being technical, longevity's name of the game, being healthy, name of the game. And like I said, I got out the way, got some rust off. Now it's back to technical boxing, skill movements, you know, staying in the pocket and slipping shots and hit people.
I remember, obviously, I was there after that fight, and you were challenged in the ring after that by one man called Charr. What happened with that situation? Did it go cold?
No, it didn't get cold. Man, Charr's my boy. He's a good guy, too, and hats off to him. You know, we got a WB order to happen in Nigeria around October. You know, the investors pulled out, and we tried to get some other people, you know, but, you know, the money that Charr was asking for, a lot of people didn't want to put the bread up for the Mario Charr fight. Everybody wants full fight contract with me, and I'm just like, I'm not trying to sign my life away for 4 or 5 fights. So there's still interest there. It's just whoever comes to the table with the paper has to be, you know, reasonable, and Charr got to be reasonable with the numbers. That's all it is. But I think it still can happen, you know. Could be February, could be March. You know, I've already heard from multiple people on, you know, Frank's side, on this side of the world that, you know, after I handle business with Dubois, they want me back already. So the whole point is to go in there, whoop his ass, talk shit, entertain.
Just finally, obviously, after this show on Saturday, there is a quite quick return back here to Saudi Arabia for Tyson Fury's fight with Alexander Usyk on February the 17th. Well, 2 questions on that. Is there a possibility, if you come through Saturday, that you can feature on that card? And secondly, what do you think of that fight as it nears between Fury and Usyk?
A quick turnaround in February is not bad, you know, because I'm not the kind of person, I don't beat up on my body. So I feel like February would be a great date as well, too. I also heard about March as well. It's a date as well. So I think March would probably be a little more favorable. But either way, you know, if duty calls, I'll be there. So yeah, February, March is great. I don't have no problem with that. You know, write the check. I'll be there. Usyk and Tyson, you know, I'm a Tyson fan. You know, I give nothing but bigs to Tyson. But I feel that because Tyson's last showing, everybody kind of writes him, Usyk is going to outbox him. Yeah, and I feel like Usyk might box him for a little couple rounds, but I think Tyson still takes it. And I'll tell you the reason why. Is anytime Usyk fights somebody bigger than him and meaner than him, he has a problem. You know, if Dubois would have stayed mean the whole fight, the outcome might have been different. But he turned into a shrimp and punked out, and that's what happened. You know, anytime Usyk fights bigger, meaner guys that come forward and throw punches, he doesn't look that great. You know, so I think Tyson will still come out on top beating Usyk. I think he's going to go back to the drawing board and really fix what he didn't do in the Francis Ngannou fight. And Francis and Usyk is two different guys. You're talking about like a 40, 50-pound difference, and one who's super muscular and one who's like a lean, you know, Ukrainian dude that, you know, fights in the pocket. So totally two different fighting styles. But I think Tyson will take that fight. You know, he'll win that one with Usyk.
Okay, Big Baby Miller, thank you very much for your time, as always.
I was so short, man. Give me something else, man. Give me something else, man.
What are you talking about?
I walked 20 minutes here. Give me something else, man. All you cocksuckers, I'm coming for every last one of y'all. Inshallah. Let's go. We out here.
I'm fine.